They want to buy my company. An unexpected wave of inbound acquisition requests. What's really going on and how to handle it. It typically shows up as inbound messages on LinkedIn or via email. We want to acquire your company. Would you be open to a 30-minute Zoom call? We're ready to invest in your company. Let's talk. On behalf of our board of directors, we'd like to discuss. As someone who's deeply skeptical of this kind of cold outreach, I used to ignore it completely. I couldn't see the logic behind it, so I didn't engage. That changed when I opened an investment round at Binom Ai Inc. and started seriously exploring the market. Suddenly, these messages looked different. Looking back, the timing made sense. The messages started appearing right when we ramped up marketing activity, joined investor platforms, and became more visible on LinkedIn. So I decided to respond. I ended up taking 12 meetings. Here's what I found and how I'd break it down. It was a valuable experience, and I'm genuinely grateful to everyone I met. In most cases, these are cold, exploratory calls. The real goal isn't to buy your company, it's to size you up as a founder. Are you reasonable? Are you communicative? Are you worth passing up the chain? What I didn't expect was how different the people on the other side of the call could be. I ended up identifying 3 distinct types. I think of them as the VP, the Scout, and the Ninja. Type 1. The VP. These are polished, well-dressed people calling from a proper office. They represent what they call a family office, a private investment vehicle built around a wealthy family, a holding company, or some group of people wrapped in an aura of success. They always mention a number, a big one, and this person, the VP, manages those assets. I'm not going to argue whether they actually do or don't. My read, these are professional company validators. They may well have a genuine connection to a family office. What gave it away for me was the minimum ticket size. My fundraising strategy is incremental. I need a specific amount right now, not everything at once. But in every single conversation, they told me they only consider investments of $5 million and up. I told them I don't need that much. I'd rather prove results with less. That answer killed the conversation every time, which tells me their KPI is probably a commission on deployed capital. The bigger the check, the bigger their cut. That's the game. Still, these people are professional. They speak the language, and they're investing real time. So I sent them the full package. Pitch deck, video presentation, the works. Here's what I have. If it's relevant, I'm open to talking. Unlikely to go anywhere, but not impossible. The main issue, they're generalists. If they had a focused thesis, a specific sector or stage, I'd give it better odds. As it stands, they feel more like financial lead gen operations than actual investors. Type 2, the Scout, different from the VP in 2 important ways. First, they don't pretend to be executives. They introduce themselves as connectors, specialists who match capital with companies. Honest enough. Second, they're much more marketer than investor. The person in the meeting can't go deep on your business. That's not their job. They're screening, not analyzing. I kept engaging anyway. I was genuinely curious about where these people fit in the ecosystem. Here's the tell. After you talk to a Scout, you start getting identical meeting requests from different people at different organizations. Same script, same ask. It feels like you've been entered into a pipeline and are being passed along for reasons that are never explained. My approach, I told them directly. I'll share our materials only if you can tell me which funds you work with and who you're sourcing for. Not one of them answered, so I didn't send anything. For founders who believe in the spray and pray approach, send your deck to everyone. Something will stick. The Scouts are your people. That strategy is actively promoted in a lot of how to raise money content. I don't follow it, but it exists. Type 3, the Ninja. I don't know exactly what these people want. That's the point. Their real agenda is hidden. The cover story is, we have enormous capital. We're actively acquiring companies. Just answer our questions, and we'll move fast. The vibe, think Pavel Durov crossed with a rock musician and a crypto bro. Young guys in designer clothes, and there's always a woman in the call, introduced as a project manager, quietly taking notes. They go straight for the data. By the second question, you're already being asked, what's your revenue? Who are your clients? How big is your team? What's your tech stack? What do you pay for hosting? Where is the company registered? Classic intelligence gathering under cover of acquisition interest. The psychological hook they're pulling is simple. They flash an absurd number. I have $1 billion. I'm ready to wire you $1 trillion right now. And suddenly the founder hears a voice in their head. What if? What if this is the chance? And so they give everything up. What comes next, in my experience, is one of two things: a polite "we'll think about it," or a surprisingly professional takedown. Your market is too small, your team isn't big enough, your stack is the wrong choice. Either way, you've handed over your company's most sensitive data, and the conversation quietly moves into another funnel you didn't sign up for. These people could have any number of agendas. I don't know which one applies in any given case. What I do know is this: any partnership that starts with that kind of pressure isn't one I want. So I thank them for their time and exit gracefully. By the numbers: 12 meetings, 12 companies, family office VPs, 2 decks sent. Both times I got a warm response, more information about their fund, LinkedIn profiles of a few team members, and a polite note that they'd taken it under review with no timeline attached. Fair enough. I have no objections. It all looks plausible, and plausible is the best I can say. Scouts: 3 times I shared materials. 2 of those went completely silent. The third generated something interesting: identical meeting requests from different email addresses at different companies, worded exactly like the original Scouts outreach. I don't know what that pipeline looks like on the inside, but from the outside it feels like an automation that someone forgot to finish configuring. I'm not sure what it is. It feels like a sales funnel that nobody finished setting up. But who knows? Ninjas: 2 meetings, 0 materials sent. Both times I thanked them and walked away. In one of those 2 cases, once I'd said no and the pressure dropped, we ended up having a genuinely enjoyable conversation. Just 2 people catching up. That was worth something too. So, I've worked through one slice of this audience. I wouldn't call it a complete study. It's a sprint, not a research paper. What drives me is wanting to understand what I'm doing, and just as importantly, who I'm doing it with. I'm grateful to everyone who took the time, and I'm open to continuing the conversation. But the question that stays with me after all of this: what if one of them was actually the chance? But I keep moving, exploring better paths forward for Binom Ai and the investment round ahead. Thanks for reading. Vlad Winner, CEO, Binom Ai, Inc.